hello. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you, wherever you are, whatever time it is when you listen to this. Welcome to my channel. I'm Fifth Degree, but you can call me Fifth. Okay, so, basically, right, I know I got to clear my head a little bit more, and I did pull my cards out. I've been doing readings just because it helps me uh, throughout the course of the day, so to speak. Ultimately, though, right? Yeah, no, last night I did cry. I cried a whole lot because it was one of those, oh my God, the physical embodiment. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand, right? That is the physical embodiment of my ancestors who are feeling some type of way. And it was one of those, I literally just came out of it. That's the whole energy vampirism that comes into place with a person like me and being energy sensitive and, realistically just holding a lot of really good boundaries with people, right? And ultimately, yeah, because that's how with Opal, right? That's how I did Reiki for her legs and on her back. So that's how all of that messed up stuff even popped off because she saw that I had quite a few different gifts and talents, so to speak. And a lot of people in the community have seen me do it in real life. Damn the shit being done on like in any social media aspect. I typically use social media uh, as the outlet, so to speak, for tarot and when I'm having visions that I know would apply to them. And that's the biggest thing that kind of comes into place. I heard talk about it. Talk your shit. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the encouragement. I really do need it in these moments. But I can tell the difference between something that I would need to tell you all about versus something that would be for just me. And a lot of people, yeah, because a lot of people aren't alchemists. They're not alchemists. They're not actually magicians. And they're really, say what you have to, they're really shitty practitioners already. Like they're not good at it. One of the other things it was that came into place. I don't know exactly who this is or what it's about, but I was looking through my Michael Kors bag, right? Don't get impressed by the name, okay? Because your girl gets certain things do get gifted to me, and I know how to thrift shop, so don't do that, okay? I do have a lot of what kinds of no, because I was sitting, I was thinking, I was like, oh my goodness, luxury lifestyle. Who's saying I got? Why you think I got a luxury lifestyle? And then I went and looked through my pictures. Yeah, because when I was like, oh shit, that is a Louis Vuitton bag, and that's a real leather jacket. Them, I heard that stuff ain't cheap. It's not, but it was given to me and I earned it. With helping clean up and clean out a lot of different stuff. And yeah, it was just a lot of things it was that I did and I took care of. In short, those were my rewards. I didn't get cash for it, but I was able to get, like clothing items. um I heard that shit's expensive. I guess it's expensive. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't look at it as it being expensive. I just see it as being pretty and shiny, and it matches my outfit. Don't judge me. Do not judge me. The fact that it has Michael Kors on it, and that it's a few different things that's going on in regards to that. I might be on here for a second, child, but with Dark Night of the Soul, the first thing it was that was yeah. I told y'all need to stop doing Dark Night of the Soul because every time y'all do a Dark Night of the Soul slash Truth Reveal spell, all of that, somebody else gets fucked up, another layer is pulled off and peeled back from the amount of fuckery and fuck shit, and another form of betrayal. Mind you, all of this stuff that's coming up and coming out in real life, the people who would have actually done it to me haven't even sent a bit of a word to me to say, I apologize. Like they would send someone to be combative with me on a continuous basis. I just heard, oh, that's why they keep getting fucked up too. That is why they keep getting fucked up too. Cause see what they saying in the spiritual aspect, right? is, I'm just so sorry. I'm sorry. It's like, you're not fucking sorry. You're a fucking liar, because everything that you can they would be able to get through to me is in a state of conflict, and is essentially them not only dominating the other person, which is something that really be pissing me off a whole lot. It really does, because you signing that person up for some fuck shit to go on, and you're kind of taking away their choice to make a good decision in regards to a lot of different situations. Period. And yeah, because it's not like they don't know I'm a fucking protector spirit. Regardless of what the title is, Earth Angel, Earthbound Angel, Star Seed, lowest level to me at this point now, Twin Flame, all of that shit. When you have your uncle and your aunties playing in your essence, like your biological aunties and uncles planning your essence with some twin flame shit, that makes you want to throw up, and you really don't want shit else to do with it. When I post anything that happens, was it directed towards my aunt or my uncle? Absolutely. And they know why I was directed towards them, because they was on some bullshit. And they should have kept their asses off my page. I'm not no kid. I'm a grown ass woman. So if they want to go to court, that's no problem at all. I have no problem with testifying and saying that this is what happened to me and that's what they did. That's why they don't really want to say, yeah, that's why they don't really want to see me. Don't try and play that, oh, we're sorry. You're not fucking sorry, because you were part of the reason why I'm in this situation. And I had already forgiven them for a lot of the shit, but they turned around and did the exact same thing after I forgave them for it. And it was one of those, you know what? Because you don't ask for forgiveness and then repeat the exact same thing right after that, especially not in front of me. Like, period. My auntie, she's the one who's married to that man. I'm not. I don't have to fucking deal with him. She like the shit he do, absolutely wonderful. But I can't fuck with her, and I can't fuck with him either. And I know that it's rude to associate yourself with the person's children when even you don't associate with them. So that's the other reason why I don't talk to my cousins. I don't like their parents. Their parents were rude as fuck to me. So that means it's a seed planted in them that will make them believe that it's okay for them to do the exact same thing. That's called common sense, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you, when it comes to a lot of different situations, I'll be like, damn, did we all get the same? Were we all at the same parties? Did we all go to the same churches? Did we all go to the same functions? And then I had to realize, no, even though we were there at the same time, we weren't at the same event, because in those varying events, because of exclusivity and class and dogma, they were held in being participating in a completely different activity than I would have been participated in. So there's that part. The other portion of it is, with the whole Dark Night of the Soul, right? It was coming to me the other night. And I was like, oh my goodness, why the fuck is this coming up? And then I was, because from what I'm getting from it is the hotel motel situation that kept coming up, kept coming up, kept coming up. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. I must have hit the nail on the head with it, because I just heard no. It's one of those. Oh yeah, no, I remember it. What ended up happening was right before I had to take my kids to their dad. Right. I didn't. Now at this point, I didn't know in entirety that Senior and Heather had been doing energetic work on me. Like, even the whole praying situation and touching and agreeing. I don't, yeah, and during candlelight services, yeah, because this is the part that everybody keeps fucking forgetting that I know happens. Even during the candlelight services, if you, sir and or ma'am, are holding that grudge and saying that prayer and you got that candle burning, guess what you just turned into? You're a witch. You're a warlock. You're no longer a Christian. All that dirty, nasty essence, that's what you just turned into. So there's that. But what ended up happening was the night before, or the weekend before, I had gotten like one of my last checks. and it was during Venus retrograde. It was in the shadow period of Venus retrograde. And when I review it now, I can identify the spell work it was that was done, because that was the initiation of the separating me from my children portion that had came into place. And it happened right after I had gotten the phone call for Heels in Motion, so that I could pick up this one in particular person, who, by the way, that motherfucker never gave me his name. I know who it is based off of the voice now, but they never gave me their name, and they never set up an appointment with me. I don't do people who feel like I'm just supposed to drop every fucking thing and go running up after their asses. That has nothing to do with being a runner, chaser, or pride. No, I have other shit it is that I'm supposed to be fucking doing. I'm not your mama, and I'm not with you. So with those people who would have been doing spell work in that regard, because I know it's about a good 5 or 6 people, they probably are getting their asses handed to them. I haven't seen them, so, and I'm not supposed to see them. I think that's the part that people keep forgetting. Yeah, because it's one of those, oh, you gonna witness their karma. I don't want to witness their karma. I can't help them out of it. I already helped them out of past karma that they would have created with other individuals. I can't help you out of the karma that you created with me. That's the problem that a lot of people not really getting in regards to that, with me being a single mom and with so many people doing spell work on my household. Now, ultimately, what it was that took place, even at that time, was I had my own room, and then I had got a room for my kids so that they could all spend time together that one last time before we completely separated, because I knew I had to take them to their dad, because now looking back over it, they were doing a love spell at the exact same time that there was supposed to be the court proceedings going on, where Senior was supposed to pay me like $900 a month, opposed to just the $200 a month. They had to have been doing love spells and some shit at that time. And his mom, Michelle, a Libra, she reached out to me and she was like, he just had surgery on his shoulder and all this other shit. And I'm thinking, I was too gentle, I was too kind, I was too loving to a lot of people who really did not give a fuck about me or my kids in real life, period. But that night, or that weekend, I ended up spending time with the kids and getting all our clothes and stuff together, because at that time, I couldn't go back to my house because it was being vandalized, destroyed, all that shit, by my youngest daughter's dad and his friends. Uh, Primarily because he couldn't just run all over me or whatnot. And I put a restraining order on him by the end? I think I had, but he kept breaking into the house while I was asleep. And then he got that crazy shit from the stories that his mama used to tell about her and her ex. It's one of those, okay, you do know, when they be talking about it, they was having all these loving feelings. I was like, and I would say it even in that moment, you do know that wasn't love, right? That sounds very abusive. I don't really, I'm not comfortable with even listening to this story. No, I would tell them in those moments. That's the thing. A lot of people don't care to listen, to actively listen the first fucking time. They always want you to have to repeat yourself and then stand on business and all this other stuff. I said that I didn't like it when it first happened. I would say, I'm not comfortable with this. I don't like this. And then I would do whatever was necessary to assert that boundary and even attempt to redirect it. Not necessarily that they had to redirect it for everybody in their life, but you have to redirect it if you want, for me, if you want me in your life. A lot of people didn't realize that. I really don't care at this point. I'm not supposed to care at this point because I have other things that I need to focus on. And caring takes a lot of essence and energy, right? So it's that. Uh, what ended up happening after that? They all spent the night together in one room, and I was in the room adjacent to them. And yeah, no, this ain't about no, cause Charles had ended up getting upset with me because I went down to Florida without him, but I had invited him and he decided to go over on the south side with one of his other female friends. And yeah, was kicking and rocking it with her. And he had just, yeah, I had literally got my car back from him after he had his other girlfriend drive it down to Winsville. I think people be forgetting all that stuff. This is why y'all don't need to do drugs for real. If you go, yeah, because it's given, if you go into counseling and stuff like that, to any capacity, or you're talking to people to any capacity, you need to remember the entirety of the story. So there's it. But what ended up happening with this situation was I had received a phone call. We going back to the part where I was in the room by myself. I received a phone call and I had felt the presence of the person around me beforehand. And I was like, oh my goodness, who is this? As soon as I said that out loud, the person actually called me. And when they called me, they was like, I'm hearing you better not. Oh, motherfucker, I'm definitely going to. I was like, hello, who is this? And they was like, oh, man, this girl gave me the wrong number. I was like, well, what girl gave you the wrong number? I heard it was Corey calling and playing on your phone. That's what it sounds like because at the time I had just gave Energy my number. I had given quite a few different people my number. I used to be cool with Daisha. I did. But it was after I was at this domestic violence shelter. It's hidden now. Or it was hidden. Um, and it just so happened to be at that church where they did the exorcism at, the actual exorcism for the exorcist and stuff. No, not Emily Rose, the initial one. Emily Rose is in a farmhouse. So that's the relevance that comes into place with that. Um, but oh no, if I shoot shots, if I'm gonna call your name out, I'm gonna just call your name out and I'm gonna stand on it because I'm not finna lie on you. I don't have a reason to lie to people. What the fuck I'm gonna lie for? Do y'all know that lying blocks your heart chakra? It do. If it blocks your heart chakra and it fucks up your root chakra and it has a really negative connotation on your sacral chakra. A lot of people would believe that in the sacral essence, it would be a part of creativity and it would be fueling it and funneling it. But when you lie, that it actually, yeah, because you programming your body based out of the lie opposed to what the truth is and having a solution. So there's that. Uh, no, because I'm hearing mystical. Stop your crying, heifer. I don't need all that. Got a job for you. Braid it up, pimp his back, break them handcuffs, get your man and move something. If you're asking what you're doing, say, ooh, nothing. Yeah, I still hear music and all that other stuff, but I have to focus on the actual environment to ensure safety, period. And the safety isn't necessarily just for me, it's for other people as well because I have to according to spiritual law and things of that nature. I have to take all of the precautions first before I engage. They knew that though. Every person it was that was dealing with me, they all knew that, and they did not care at all. Not about my safety, not about their safety in the future, not about their kids' safety in the future. Yeah, because when you're around people, I had been around a lot of different Eastern Stars and Masons at the time, and they would try to talk about law of attraction and the butterfly effect and all this other stuff. And even with me, I don't know why I want to say ministering to them, but okay. Even with me speaking with them about it, and those moments, I guess you could see jealousy creeping up, but it didn't really make sense for it to be because, yeah, a lot of people like to believe just because you may be new to them or new to their world or their universe that you didn't exist at all before. Yeah, you had no experiences, you didn't exist, and all this other shit beforehand. In any event, back to that conversation, they was like, man, this girl done gave me the wrong number. I'm sorry. So I was, no, you okay? You good? What's going on? You know? And they hurried up and hung up. But I still felt their presence around me and everything. Yeah, and stuff kept dwindling. And it was one of those, okay, This is not cool. And the thought process was that the reason why I was doing poetry was because I was sad. I've not ever been a sad poet. I haven't. I don't do a whole bunch of, oh, woe is me. This man, he left me, y'all. He left me and he made me feel so sad. My heart was broke. That is not the type of shit I fucking write about. I've not ever written about that. I've always had a political aspect. Now, here's the problem that came into place with me being a poet at the time that I was a poet. There were a lot of men who were genuinely steadfast in believing that because a woman had powerful political views and powerful political poetry, powerful political narrative, that she was heartbroken by the men around her, and that's what made her powerful. They're pissed off because they were wrong about me. And I ended up teaching them a hell of a lot more about life and even the topics that they were attempting to speak on and the narratives they were attempting to continue. See, they got mad because a woman broke that ass down. That's how I got the title in some circles as being a man eater. And I told them I don't eat men, and I was being serious. I don't eat men. I eat egos. If your ego too damn big, okay, you gonna feel like I'm eating your ego, primarily because I'm telling the truth about the situation and I'm giving you facts. And not only am I giving you facts, but I'm also giving you references that both you and I know of. Now, to align that, what was very detrimental was it was an illustration yesterday that came into place where we got on the bus, right? First and foremost, when all of this stuff happened the first time with me going to the hotel and the whole, oh, let's go get a room and shit, no, I figured that that's where it was stemming from. But I was like, I know that motherfucker ain't do that from that long. Seriously? Oh my God. How fucked up? Yeah, because at that time I actually liked him. And all he would have had to do is tell me what his name was, and it wouldn't have been no need for none of the spell work to even come into place. You get what I'm saying? I was already behind the scenes telling people about his show and everybody else's show. I was already doing that stuff. That's the only way that a love spell can take place. On the flip side, right? The other reason why I personally will not engage with people who have any type of that energy with them or a part of them organizations, I will not engage with you in that because you still feel and believe he was right, that he was correct for what he did to me. You saw him hurting me and you felt that it was something to laugh at, all because I liked Kevin Kevin Hart's stand-up comedy, Laugh at My Pain. See, the difference between me and Kevin Hart is Kevin Hart get paid for his shit. I don't. I was blocked from even being able to do my poetry for a really long time. Don't even get me started on me getting paid for it. How many of how many people was doing that? The theft that came into place even on those regards, right? So it was that. And that's to understand it. And what was really sad about it was with me promoting different people, they would get paid for their poetry. They get paid for their poetry, they get paid for their appearances, they'll get paid for their travel. But when I ask you for the same thing, you intentionally tell me, no, you have to wait. So I said, God don't like ugly. Ain't too fond of pretty either. And can feel some type of way about pride. Don't really care for prejudice. You feel me? I'm just saying. But yeah, with the whole situation that took place with him, um, no, and then after that, yeah, because even then I had a card in, and they must have, following a chain of events, someone must have done, like the little card spell shit, on Big Sexy. And it would have been someone who would have been close around me because my phone had got messed up too. And I noticed that Sharika, she really don't like me like that. Uh, I was her, damn, I'm sorry. I guess I knew she didn't really like me, but we're both Tauruses, so I could understand it. You know what I'm saying? It had been a few times. My phone had got broken and completely blacked out. And I was like, damn, what the fuck didn't happen? Within my phone getting broken, I had said something about it at the next performance that they realistically wanted a whole bunch of people to come out to, and I was realistically promoting and helping them with, because I was trying to show people, hold on, I know you may have heard something else about me. Let me show you me. Let me be me around you. You don't have to listen to them. But people intentionally went against what it is I asked to happen. But when we were on the bus, I did get an attitude. I was like, because before I had got on the bus, yeah, no, I had to check some stuff out and pause, checks on the bus, check some stuff out. It's like three or four things I gotta say. But with us being on the bus, coming back, I was like, oh my goodness, I just put my money in and I'm carrying all this luggage and stuff, right? I put my money in and then right after me, the damn machine broke. I was like, this bitch couldn't break before me. I would have liked to have saved my little coin. The little coins it is I do have. But that didn't happen. And it was illustrating, right? Yeah, because it was two black men who got on afterward. And I was like, I did pay for black men bills, free ride. They did get a free ride because of me. And it really, really pissed me off. And I didn't say it out loud, but it was really pissing me off to even think of it. You know what I'm saying? The other thing is, when I had that 2286 Yale property, yeah, I've already, given one report, so to speak, on it. Her Tamani. Who is that? Yeah, I told him about it. I always tell him, cause he gonna remember it. And when you share any type of energy with a person, and it's a pretty much a good flow of things. Once you figure out exactly how it happens, uh, on the entirety scale, yes, told little baby about it. Who else? Yes, y'all do too much. Anyway, but I told him. But in any event, I'm mad because people want me to say it, and then that looks worse. It looks a whole lot worse than what y'all think you do. That's the reason why I keep it to my damn self. You'll look really shitty if people know that I know you and that I've been in contact with you and I'm in the situation I'm in. That makes you look really fucked up. I think you're not paying. People don't pay that part of attention. And besides that, it's called confidentiality, and that's a break in confidentiality, which means I'm gonna really have to take a while and not talk to you for a little bit, not for your shit, but for my own. In any event, uh, I'm pretty sure that was you who said about the when you say sorry too much, it don't hold no water. Right now, you not holding no water because every retrograde, this same conversation comes up. Anyway, let me get back into the thing because I want you to actually pay attention to the words I'm saying, not the attitude that's coming with it, because the attitude isn't fully associated with just you alone. It's the behavior of multiple people that you're starting to exhibit towards me that's bothering me. And it keeps bothering me. It's like you haven't really adjusted that yet. But the expectation is that I'm supposed to get money together and start flying every fucking where, when we all know that's not what's really going on in 3D. I'm wealthy as fuck on the energetic level. And it hasn't translated over. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Shouldn't have brought it up. No, y'all shouldn't have brought it up. Not in this essence. That's not smart to do that. That wasn't gonna make me happy or raise my vibration. I get what you were trying to do, but that's not that. I heard epic fail. Yeah, that was an epic failure. Epic failure. Because in these types of situations, any type of lust or love, or not necessarily love, but definitely any type of lust or romantic feelings, it brings the energy vampires around me. It doesn't bring a whole bunch of people who are really good. Yeah, to me, I'll get a lot of people asking me for stuff opposed to offering me things. So I've said that several times. That's what bothers me about it. In any event, outside of that though, uh, what else was I'm saying? 22, 86 Yale, right? What ended up happening with it? I had a green car. I caught, and the name of my car was Taurus. Rest in love, Taurus. You was the homie. That was the only car that I called my boy. That was my only boy car. It was a green Taurus, and I want to say it was It was a 1996, 1997, maybe 96, 97, maybe even a 98 Taurus, and it was green, money green, right? And it had a beige interior, and it had such roomy back seats, and the trunk. If you know, you know, right? The trunk, you could fit like four strollers in the back of it, four small ones or two really big ones and two car seats. Or for those of you who are, on the lower side and understand the phrase, you could fit about a good three or four bodies in that trunk. So, yeah, I miss my vehicles. I miss my vehicles more than I miss people. People haven't been reliable. You can't get mad at me if you've been unreliable or you've been trying to, yeah, snake me and I don't miss you. That's stupid. No. Anyway, but I had the green Taurus. I had seen that property Yale before. I had gotten. It was shortly after my mom had passed, and I was looking for a place to live because at that time too, I had issues with being unhoused, and my sister was threatening. Well, not she didn't threaten because she actually fulfilled it. She put me out the house, me and my kids, and I ended up going to stay with my youngest daughter's dad people. In short, I went to go stay with Charles and Betty now. With them me going to stay with them, yeah, it was like everybody took their turn with with it, and I was like, okay, well, yeah, we'll make this as even and equal as an exchange as possible, and then I can go my own way because you can't say that I didn't handle responsibilities. It's not my fault that if the people you continuously allow around you don't handle their responsibilities and they leech off of you, and you get a person like me, 3311 when I said that, and then you get a person like me who restores that, and then you abuse me because they abuse. No, we're not doing that. In short, visually showed people how to put healthy boundaries in place, and they were completely dismissive of them, regardless of what the private situations was that came into place with it. In any event, though, I went to that property then, and intuitively, even then, yeah, for the all of the same reasons, I was like, I don't want to be here. This doesn't even look, yeah, this doesn't even look like something. This don't look like nothing I've had in my dreams. It looked like stuff that would have happened like in visions and stuff, and different situations that would have gone on, but it wasn't something. And even in that regard, yeah, because a lot of people feel like, oh my goodness, you going to sleep and you having these nightmares and no, you fucking idiot. Yes, I'm an empath. I have visions. That's how I get my directives to help people. So what you constitute as a nightmare is just informational to me. Yeah, that's the reason why that's in 3D, the reason why relationships don't anchor with me, because they trying too damn hard to try to create a delusion for me to act out, opposed to showing up in my reality and giving me safety and comfort so that I can explain and do what I need to. That's the real reason why relationships haven't worked for me and why they right now aren't working for me, because I'm not appreciated for who I am. I'm appreciated for what they call themselves trying to build me up in their mind as the illusion that they have that things are, opposed to the reality of who I am. And that's why I say I don't give a fuck how much money you have. That you can kiss my ass with that, because you can treat, yeah, a lot of people, whether they have money in their pocket or not, they'll treat you however they want to treat you because that's just how they feel about you. They show up when they want to show up. They'll make time when they want to make time. And I said what I said. Don't think just because of this situation that shit changes at all. I know what I said, and I know how to put things and boundaries in place so that to give time, space, and opportunity for it to come into fulfillment. And yeah, no, because I keep getting a message when I listen to Rhea, let go of that time frame. No, I will not let go of that time frame, because I let go of that time frame already. And here we are, fucking 12 years later, and I'm in the same goddamn position. Actually, I'm in a worse position because I let go of a time frame, because I took my foot off that ass, took my foot off that neck. I don't care about losing the relationships that aren't being beneficial to me. The mixed messaging that keeps coming into place, right, is God Goddess, the universe telling me you are not supposed to be giving a lot to anyone. You are supposed to be in the space of receiving. And then for it to go into place that I know that there are divine timing spells, there are incantations and all this shit being done. And I'm saying, look, I need help. And the people who are showing up to help me are people in 3D that have seen me and that have done the work in real life to build a relationship with me. Well, if those are the people that I need to focus on, why the fuck would I continue to look at somebody who's nowhere around me? See, that's that Virgo shit. With the Virgo Pisces axis, this is how y'all gonna keep getting fucked up. And yeah, chopping block, I don't give a, I'm slicey. Y'all knew that beforehand. And I have every right to be, because you're not doing for me what I'm doing for you. What I'm getting is based off of my efforts. Even in regards to people who have done me really fucked up and really shitty and was spitting and talking shit. See, we can't forget those portions, ladies and gentlemen. It's not to hold a grudge. It's to be held accountable and to be mature and be a fucking adult about the situation in entirety. You're not going to expect for me to be the only adult in it. But yeah, so in any event, I just made you mad. Isn't yeah, you did. Yes, you did. Because you piling on to a bunch of bullshit. You making my life harder than you are making it easier. You trying to make me, yeah, that whole process. You trying to control my process, opposed to allowing for me, trusting that I know how to process. You can't control someone else's process. I just give people tips and suggestions on how they can fine tune theirs, but you're trying to control mine. Even with doing the whole, well, it's divine timing. Yeah, the divine timing is gonna be, if you don't do it when the fuck I tell you to, you might as well go ahead, kiss it goodbye, and do whatever the fuck you was doing beforehand, because that's the reality of what the situation is. You really want things to go back that way. You don't want it to move forward, and you don't even want to do the bare minimum in regards to what it was that I asked for. Because on the business side, what this teaches me is that certain people, when they like you like that, that's what I had already learned already with all of the people I just told and been talking about in this whole situation. I've already learned the lesson of a person using me because they quote unquote like me romantically. You're not even upholding the business aspect or the spiritual aspect. And when I see a person continuously giving to everybody else, yeah, it's like backwards world. I don't know who did it. I'm kind of, sorting through how to fix it, but it's like a person put me in a backwards universe so to speak. So if I ask for a house, it's one of those, no, okay, well, you got to go outside, because who the fuck told you you have a right to ask for a house? Who told you you can manifest this actual house? I didn't say it was okay for you to. Yeah, so I don't know exactly how the fuck it is that. No, that's been happening for a really long time, for about a good 5, 6 years. And I figured when I cut cords from the person that I initially told what my wishes were, I figured that that would clear it out. But obviously, yeah, that must have been a coven type situation, and I cut the whole coven off. Do I have to do it individually, one by one, person by person? Because I mean, shit, you motherfuckers know I ain't got nothing but time. You ensured that I have nothing but time, and time is money, right? And y'all wanted to do like the destiny swapping shit. So it is what the fuck it is. In any event, I don't want to hear none of the other stuff. In any event, though, with that situation, yeah, no, because what it's doing is it's making it seem like I'm using you as a punching bag, and that's a manipulation tactic that people typically have in regards to it doesn't have anything to do with low self-esteem. It is to validate them not wanting to do something. See, if I want to do something, regardless if I'm pissed about it or if I'm scared, I still have to do it. I get my ass handed to me if I don't. Like, period. But everybody else, they can make whatever excuses it is, and then it starts to be okay. And then since it's accepted by the masses, and they can get a lot of outpour and crying for it, it's one of those. Yeah, in short, y'all left me alone too long. You did. You left me alone too long. Now I don't need you. And when you work with a lot of different people who have that mindset, that's what happens. You leave them alone too damn long. Guess what? They don't need you no more. And you can't get mad about it because you didn't nurture that person. I get tired of personally receiving a shitload of downloads because I'm getting them all the time. I'm getting them all the time. And then the only thing that comes of it is I'm still alive the next day. Great. That's wonderful. But again, what's the point in being alive if your quality of life is not what it's supposed to be? No one deals with what I've dealt with for as long as I've dealt with it. So yeah, if I gotta start cutting off some of these other motherfuckers, cool, no problem. It's not like you doing anything for me any damn way. You did it for who the fuck you wanted to already. By right, I should have cut a lot of people off already. I was trying to be nice. In short, from the cutoff from last year, a lot of people had that whole last year, right, to make their mind up about this situation. A year is well within divine timing. And then now we're in year 2, and there still is no movement forward. You're still trying to figure out what I had already told you about. And you think I'm supposed to be happy about being right about it. I'm actually very sad because I'm grieving the fact that I'm correct. You know what that feels like? I know you don't know what that feels like. There's no way in hell you can know what it feels like. Anyway, I digress. I heard your attitude really hasn't changed none throughout this process. No shit. I was already healed from it a long damn time ago. You keep asking me questions based off of the same paradigm as if the answer is going to change, as if the answer I gave to you wasn't what you constituted as being healed. Because what a lot of people constitute as being healed is, oh, it's all right, maybe later on down the line. No, that is not a healed answer. That is a very unhealed answer. That be the reason why y'all get so damn mad. Because you fucking lying. That is not a healed answer at all. In any event, what happened afterward? Yeah, 2286. Yeah, yeah. I went to go look at that property, and I knew not to deal with that property then. And during Mercury retrograde, I'll go ahead and say this. It's realistically all Mercury retrograde does is it reminds you of what it was you already said no to. what it is you already set boundaries to, whether it be intuitively or otherwise. When I seen that property years ago, I was already like, nah, this ain't gonna be cool. But like right after it, I was able to get my own. I was on, yeah, I, went to work, my job at St. Louis Public Schools. I went to work there, and then I just built myself up from that. But yeah, motherfuckers is even prevent me from being able to do that at this point. Because like it or not, you need an address in order to put on an application. And the only address it is that I have is associated with what constitutes as a rehab center. So they would get, yeah, benefit and stuff from it. You see how fucky it is? I don't know if you really see how fucky it is. I had already seen how fucky it was. I had even expressed it. But it's one of those, well, it's not affecting me right now. So, you just gonna have to wait. That's the reality of what's being said. That's the attitude that is being said in. Even if you saying just hold on a little bit, just hold on a little bit longer. The reality of what you're truly projecting is it's not affecting me. It's not causing me problems, so I don't need to address it. A lot of people don't like that. I know how to make inferences. That's what it's called. Making a fucking inference. I was really good at that. You get really good at that over the course of your life if you've dealt with a lot of the things it is that I've dealt with. So, and what else was it? Yeah, because a lot of people, my voice and stuff don't change. My position ain't gonna change. The other thing was I did catch the earth signs reading, right? Because within me catching the earth signs reading, I was like, yeah, realistically, what's going on with the Virgo Pisces axis is, yeah, it would be about whether or not one would have recognized uh, how they're truly perceived on the humanitarian scale. I just heard the Leo Aquarius axis comes into place. Yeah, so it would have been a lot of shit it was that they would have done during the Leo Aquarius axis, what it is they would have recognized on a humanitarian scale, about that being a whole sneaky link and all this other shit. So that's where the initial fuck up was, which was fine. That's fine. And the other thing I want to say is, yeah, before I sent that picture off, that picture wouldn't show up in any of my albums before before now. So there's that. But it's getting a little hot outside. I gotta finish letting my phones charge up, um, so I could take care of a lot of different things throughout the rest of the day. Because just because you're unhoused doesn't mean you have no worries in the fucking world. You have to actually make sure that you could even still breathe. That's yeah. Okay. No, because all I'm thinking is this shit is about to get real good and interesting. This shit's about to get real good and interesting. It's gonna be even more people who are pissed off. It is. It's gonna be even more people who are pissed off because when I said no, I meant fucking no. When I say no, I mean no. You're not about to put my fucking life in danger just because you quote unquote learning. You're not learning shit from me because you're not even capable of holding your spiritual world and aligning it with the physical. That goes for everyone. Because I have to do it all the damn time unless I get my ass kicked. And what I'm thinking is going to happen is I probably should do it sooner than what it was that I said I would. No, I'm pretty sure that's what it is because I give people too much time. I give people a divine amount of time to fix shit and knowing in my spirit they have no desire to at all. So that's what that's telling me. All right. I got my next instructions. I'll be talking to you all later. Um, if I get some downloads, I'll post them onto my YouTube. Uh, Light and love to y'all. Okay. I've given pretty much a report on everything. Yeah, cause light work ain't light work. Light work ain't light work. Okay, somebody trying to hurry up and say that it's too many people jealous of me. That means I definitely need to hurry up and get it done then. I really need to move fast with it then because that's the same situation. I heard that exact same message and download several times over the course of 12, 12 to 15 years from different people. So I yeah, that's what that's telling me. I'm gonna cry about that in a little bit. Light and love to y'all though.